presents School is Now in Session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey.
Welcome back to Homeschooled Podcast. It's me, Agostino Zoida. I'm the host, and I'm happy to have you with us. As I always say, we know you got a lot of options out there for podcasts, so the fact that you are giving us a chance or returning customer, if you will, it means the world to us. So from the bottom of our hearts, from everybody who's ever been a part of a Homeschooled Podcast, thank you. Welcome to the show. A couple things we're going to go into in just a second. Let's start. Let's open this up by just thanking everybody so far who has already bought tickets. In Massachusetts, it's halfway sold out. As of now, there's only one show, and it's halfway sold out. So thank you for everybody that bought tickets already. So please go and get tickets to see me and Lee Syatt. I'm headlining. Lee Syatt is featuring, and it's in the town of Millbury, which is kind of close to the Worcester area. And so it's a little bit of a hike if you're from Boston. But hey, we really would appreciate it if you came out to a show. It's a rare opportunity to see us. You know, we're not there too often doing long sets like that. I mean, Lee lives there, but he doesn't do that much comedy, and when he does, it's probably 5-minute practice sets. So you can see Lee do like 20-25 minutes. You can see me do like 45 minutes, and we hope that you guys come out, or if you're in the area, even better. It's at Penny Pincher's Brewing, which is like a new brewery that opened. It's a family-owned brewery. Husband and wife run it, so I'm really excited to collaborate with them. Again, make sure you guys get tickets. Tickets are available at homesschooledpod.com. And that's August 14th, by the way. It's Saturday, August 14th. But before that, here's what I got going on. And I'm going to be in Vegas next week. So maybe even right now while you're listening to this, I'm in Vegas already, okay? So August 2nd through August 8th, I'm at the Stratosphere, or as they call it now, the Strat, in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're in Nevada, if you're in Vegas, come on out. I'm actually featuring for Jimmy Schubert. I haven't featured in a long time, but Jimmy Schubert is one of the few that I will still feature for, because you don't want to follow him. Guy's a beast. You can see two great comics in your town, Las Vegas. So make sure you come out. And then that's August 2nd through the 8th, and then August 12th. Jimmy Schubert and I are co-headlining in Paso Robles at the California Coast Brewing Company, where I just was back in June. They asked us back. I'm going to bring Schubert with me. We're going to co-headline it. And then, of course, I just told you about the Massachusetts one. Let's see what else. I got a couple of dates coming at you guys. September 20th, I'm in Maui, Hawaii. October 8th, I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. And by the way, this is why this is where we're getting at today. This is a special announcement to everybody. All my stand-up comedians out there, all right? If you're a stand-up comedian and you live in the Lincoln, Nebraska area, Omaha, Nebraska area, I'm looking for a comic to open the show, okay? Just go ahead and send me a clip, and I'm going to be choosing one person to open the show in Lincoln, Nebraska. So I know it's a town where you guys don't have that much stage time. You know, there's not a ton of open mics like L.A. There's not a ton of comedy rooms like New York. And I hear all the time from comics from, these states that don't have that much to offer, going like, oh, there's no place to get on stage. Well, I'm giving you an opportunity. So whoever wants to open the show, make sure you guys send me a link, and you can do that by going to homeschooledpod.com. Click on contact, and go ahead and send me a message. In that message, you're welcome to include a link to watch a set of yours, and I will be choosing one person to open in Nebraska. All tickets are available at homeschoolpod.com. Click on tour. All right, let's get into it. Now, you might have figured out by now, it's just me by myself. I've got no guest today. I've got nobody helping me co-host this shit. So I usually do that. If you're a returning listener, you know. But if you are new to the show, let me tell you something. Every now and then I'll do a solo episode by myself, and it's usually when I got something on my mind. And I've got something on my mind, okay? Here it is. This has been on my mind today. I want to talk about. We're going to talk about a couple things. But the first thing we're going to talk about is fake people. Okay, we're going to talk about something that I observed recently, and it just hit me. So let's go back to April of this year. All right, April of this year. I was featuring for Sam Tripoli in Austin, Texas. Okay, it was great. Sam and I were having a conversation about how, like, the way it's supposed to work is, a headliner takes you on the road with them. The club sees that you're a great comic, and they start booking you. Like, that's the way it's supposed to work, and it hasn't really worked like that in some time. But then, right when I said that, I featured that room with Tripoli, and they invited me back and gave me my own weekend to headline. So that was that was super nice. That was great. That was refreshing. But what I'm going to talk about is something that I've noticed. Okay, something that I've noticed is all the people that came out to Tripoli's show. Now, I'm not talking about audience members. I am at that. Like, I know the type of guy I am. I'm a 50 to 60 seater type of motherfucker. Okay, I'm not talking about audience. I'm not mad at audience at all. I'm talking about the town's artist community. Mainly speaking of stand-up comics, and there's so many stand-up comics there now. A lot of them that I know, because a lot of comics from LA moved there, and these guys were showing up out of the woodwork. When Tripoli was there, I was like seeing all these guys, and I met a bunch of new people that, mostly comics, and some of them not comics. Some of them just like, local artists or people that hang out in the comedy community, and they showed up at Sam Tripoli's show. And Sam, was doing the bigger room. He did, I think, 4 shows. I think we did, and I think he sold out every single one. And what is that, like 200 people a show or something like that? It's fantastic. I'm super happy for the guy. The guy's like killing it right now. I keep telling him all the time, like, stay in LA. You're the new, you're the fucking new Joey Diaz here, because Joey moved, and like, because Sam's fans, I've never seen fans that, loyal since I saw like the Church of What's Happening Now fans, and now the Tinfoil Hat fans. I'm seeing the same traits. Anyway, so what I'm talking about is, like, everybody wanted to come be a part of it. Like the whole town, like all the artists and the surrounding clubs, and it was great. And I met people and had a really good time, and kept in touch with a lot of people that I had met, including the comics I already know. Then in June, when I went back to headline myself, none of these motherfuckers showed up. And again, I'm not talking about audience. I'm not saying I expected them to come buy a ticket. No, that's not what I mean at all. I mean, come hang. Like, there's even one comic I knew from LA. I heard that he had moved there, and I said, if he comes down, I'll give him a spot. So, guys, again, I'm not talking about audience members. I'm thankful for everybody that has ever come out to my shows. It's not about that. And I know my place. I know I'm in the smaller room. It's fine. Like, we had great shows. It was wonderful. I'm talking about, like, when I was there with Sam, there's like all these comics that are like, sneaking in the back door just so they can hang where the comics are hanging in the area. If you're a comic, you know what it's like to hang where the vibe is happening. And I just met great people, and we kept in touch and stuff like that. And then fast forward to when I'm there, no one showed up. Everybody knew. I promoted on my Instagram. I've even talked to some people. Hey, I'm going to be in town. Come by. And they didn't come by. And this is what I wanted. It's been on my mind. I was just like, it's, where were you guys? People that I've known for years, people that I just met that were nice, and they just seem so happy to know you. And then, it's just the same old thing that I've been experiencing my whole career. It was just, sometimes I go down to the Comedy Store, and I'm with Joey Diaz, I'm standing next to him or something, and everybody sucks your dick. You're the greatest. Everybody says hi to you. You're the greatest. But then I've gone down to the Comedy Store by myself, and I'm not standing next to a guy like my friend Joey or somebody else, and they're like, hey, you can't stand here. Hey, you can't be back here. Get back. Or people that last night walked up to you and hugged you, and then the next night they just walk right by you, like you're not even there. And why should I expect anything to change? And it's just funny. Like it just hit me today. I was like thinking about seeing all these people on the Instagram that are in Austin, and I was like, when I came to headline, how come these guys didn't come down? I would have given some of them spots. I would have given them stage time. Like, where the fuck was everybody? And it's just, that's what it is, Sam's got the heat right now, and these people are leeches. They're just leeching. They want to go where it's packed, and it's kind of like the rich get richer type of thing, like you'll. And I fully support all stand-up comedy, especially, up-and-comers, but, like, I still have a mad respect for the big guys, I still go back and watch their specials and listen to their albums and learn, and there's so much genius and brilliance behind it. But then there's guys that, like, I don't really see the hype, but I know that, people just like who society tells you to like. Like, this guy's famous, and the more, like, you tell people that he's famous or she's famous, the more that they're going to, like, leech on, and they'll just become more and more famous without becoming more and more talented. And so it's like the rich get richer, and it really bothers me that, when you'll post, like, I'm not even saying me, but, like, I know a lot of super talented artists. Let's not even say stand-up comedians, but artists. But, like, people will, walk right by. They'll be like, I love live theater. It's like, do you? I know a ton of great small theaters that do brilliant performances from, an artist that wrote their first screenplay. And then, they actually got a cast together and they rented out a theater. And I know that places like that, people walk right by it. Why would, like, you don't even want to check it out? Like, you don't even want to go online and do research, look at reviews, and how much is a ticket? Maybe I'll see. I love live theater. You don't love live theater. You want to go see Wicked. You want to go see, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. The Book of Mormon. Oh, I love theater. No, you love famous shit. You love shit that people said they saw it and it was amazing, and then you're gonna go and you're gonna see it, and then you'll be able to tell people, I saw it. I saw the Book of Mormon, and you're gonna put it on your Instagram stories. We're out at the theater. You don't love theater. If you love theater, you go out and you support local acts, up-and-comers, unknowns. A guy who, had an idea, wrote it, actually, probably put his own money behind it. And by the way, when I say a guy, I'm just like saying whoever, guy, girl, somebody, a really smart, talented artist that you don't know about, that is negative in their bank account right now, but they fucking put, like, their savings, and they really have a lot of confidence in this, and they're brilliant writers, and they went out and casted something, and they put on a play. Like, you're not gonna go see that. You might go do it if it's, like, your friends in it and you heard about it that way and be supportive. But you're not going to go down there and be like, oh, I'm watching, the Red Curtain play written by local. It's just, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people do that. A lot of people really do love theater, and, or musical performances, and they'll go to non-famous stuff all the time because they just like. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm saying the masses, they just lie to themselves and say, I love stand-up comedy. You love famous comics, and you'll pay overpriced tickets to go see them. I don't know why I got into this, because I'm not trying to compare, like, the guys that are doing well who are my friends and I'm happy that they're doing well. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the people that flock to what they think is the thing right now. Like, they may not even be, a fan. Or, like, let's say Tripoli is, like, the tinfoil hat thing. He has a lot of conspiracy theory stuff. He's a little, he's anti-Biden. You'll have Biden voters, going down there who are going to hang out with the comics. Yeah, it's great. Hang out. We had a great time. But then, when I came down, somebody who's only got, 1,600 followers on Instagram, somebody who gets no YouTube clicks, you know what I mean? And I know my place. I'm going to be building for the rest of my career. I'm going to constantly be trying to break through these walls. That's fine. I'm talking about the comics. I'm talking about the people that were my friends. That there's just a whole town of leeches, and it's just people that just, I love this. Well, you don't. have anything to compare it to. It's just famous. It just drives me nuts when, you can put Chappelle's gonna be here and it'll sell out in 5 seconds, and people don't realize that if he does like a pop-up like that at like a small venue, it's because he's gonna be like working on shit. It's gonna be new stuff. It's not like ready for a special worthy. It's gonna be just talking for like 3 hours. And that's fine if that's what you're into, but people just flock to what they're told is popular. And I'm a giant fan of popular stuff too. Like, I watched a Louis C.K. special in my house the other night. It's fucking great. I watched the old special, hilarious. It's still on Netflix. I couldn't believe it was still on Netflix. Haven't seen it in a long time. It's wonderful. I'm not saying you can't fucking watch stuff that's top of the line media. But if you're truly an artist or a fan of art, you have to support these up-and-comers. I was just listening to the Mark Maron podcast today when he had on Matt Damon. And, Matt Damon was talking about how, we all have heard this story before, but it was interesting to hear about it recently, about how, he wrote Good Will Hunting. Like, he was saying that, he was in a screenwriting class, and he turned in an assignment, and like 45 pages of it were of Good Will Hunting, and then, people thought it was good, and then he took it to Ben Affleck, and they were like, let's develop this, let's work on it. Now, we're talking about, like, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, these guys wrote this script. No one knew who the fuck they were. And then they wrote this script, and then somebody gave them a chance, and it became a movie, an Academy Award-winning movie, and then, Robin Williams was in it, and why people don't give a chance to unknowns is beyond me, because every single great artist has, not every single, but most great artists came from an unknown that just was brilliant, and people that were trying to break through walls after walls after walls, like I'm trying to do, and finally did and got noticed and got seen. But so, like, why do you guys only go to the people who have already made it? Why don't you try to find people that are on their way up? Half of yous who listen to more than half of you that listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, like, you wouldn't listen to him if he wasn't famous. You didn't. Now, you could say, well, because I didn't hear about him then. Fair, because if they're not famous, how are you going to hear about him? But if you're a fan, seek out up-and-comers. Show support. But particularly, I wanted to talk about those people, friends of mine, that when I came to town, were gone. Now, there was a couple of friends that showed up. I had like 2 of my friends do guest spots that I knew from Arizona that moved to Austin. Another one of my friends that lives in Dallas, came out and, is not even a comic, just played the drums and hung out and, like, picked me up and took me out. We went for coffee and stuff. And Trevor, picked me up and we'll go to lunch and stuff like that. Like, there was great people. But then all those other people, and that's just how it is. So more than just talking about audiences that you should go, and if you really are a fan, you should seek out unknowns. You should. But not to pick on audiences as much as to pick on colleagues or people, other artists that you're not supporting unknowns. You never know who's going to end up being known. And I can tell you something, people do not forget that shit. People do not forget. So when you do stuff, don't do stuff because somebody can do something for you. You do stuff also not because one day that person might be able to do something for you. No. You do stuff because you genuinely want to. You have love in your heart. And if you don't, if it's not genuine, then fucking don't. Don't fake nice because I'm hanging out with fucking cool kids, and then when I come back by myself, you don't fucking know me no more. If you were going to do that, then don't fucking be nice in the first place. If you're not nice, then don't fake nice in the first place. Anyway, to all the artists out there, like I said, I watched the old Louis C.K. special this week. I watched Hilarious. It was a lot of fun. It reminded me of, one time this guy told me that comics are not supposed to be fans of comedy. We're not supposed to go pay to watch a comic, and we're not supposed to, watch and listen to comics. We're not supposed to be fans. And that person was an idiot. That person, you can see me tweeting about this the other night when I was watching Hilarious. I was tweeting about it. By the way, my Twitter is at Agostino Zoida, but just tweeting like that person doesn't even tour anymore. That person's banned from most comedy clubs. And then I've said this before, like Joey Diaz taught me, and he said that Paul Mooney taught him, in order to entertain, you must first be entertained, which means if you want to write a book, you got to read a lot of books. If you want to, be an actor, you got to watch a lot of movies. If you want to be a musician, you got to listen to a lot of music. If you want to be a stand-up comic, you got to listen to a lot of albums and go to a lot of live shows and watch a lot of specials. So, you're always going to be learning. Always going to be learning. What else? Another thing that I wanted to... Let's see. I wrote some stuff down so I don't forget. I feel like, I'm never happy. Or the grass is always greener, Like, again, if you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted something, I think it was this morning or yesterday, that said, the thing I miss the most about being depressed... And don't get me wrong, I'm still a little depressed, but it's not as bad as I was during the pandemic. It's hardly at all. But the thing I missed the most about being depressed was that how easy it was to lose weight. And even, the downs have ups. So there's always a bright side to everything. And right now I feel like, a couple months ago, I feel like I was in better shape, and I'm still eating the same. I'm still like trying harder. I'm working out harder. I'm gonna do a workout as soon as I'm done with this podcast. Like, I'm working out harder, and I'm not looking like I did a couple months ago or during the pandemic, because I guess depression. I don't know. It's just easier to lose weight. But the point is that grass seems to be always greener, because now that I am working a lot, and there's a lot of people that would want to be in my position of like, oh man, he's on the road a lot. It's great, and it is great. Now I'm thinking like I'm on the road too much, and I'm almost kind of thinking I want to slow down a little bit. And I will. I know it's going to slow down during the holidays anyway, which is kind of fine with me, but it's a little too much travel. It's too much in airports, on an airplane, in hotel rooms, away from your family, away from my wife, my dog, my house, my neighborhood that I like. I know where to eat, and it's just a little depressing also. It's its own, like, different kind of depressing. And I'm just doing it so much that I'm starting to feel like I'm an attraction rather than I'm an artist. And I'm not even famous, as we've established. Like, I'm just, going to places based off of, like, legwork and recommendations and, things like that. And people just buying tickets because they want to watch live comedy, not necessarily because they know who I am. I just happen to have a really good hour that, I can take anywhere and entertain people, that even if they don't know me, which is a blessing. And, I'm not famous or anything, so I imagine, like, if you get famous, you're a famous comic, you must really feel like an attraction. Like not even an artist, just like this thing that people want to come see, like a sight, like an amusement park or something. I feel like I'm a show at an amusement park. You go watch like the Shrek show or something, and then you just go out and move on without your day. And I don't want that feeling. I'm thankful to be on the road, and I was really depressed when I wasn't working and doing stand-up at all, but I'm also working too much to the point where I feel like an attraction. I don't want to lose the feeling of, or remembering that you're an artist, and I've been happy to be home for a couple weeks now, and I've been hitting some smaller rooms where I'm working on new premises and stuff like that, and I've got some stuff. So it's great to do the whole, throw a joke out there and it doesn't land, and then, work it, rework it, next time try it again. It's great to have that humility. It's great to have that, trial and error, and feel like an artist again, of like, let me put this out there and see how people react. And They either react good or they react bad, and either way I should, take notes and how to fix it. It's what an artist does, and it's great. It's great. So I'm thankful for that. But I just wanted to say to people, the grass is always greener, and also appreciate what you have, because I shouldn't be complaining that I got work. Although, you can always complain. I mean, it's work, but it's like at the end of the year when I file taxes and shit, after all the write-offs of paying for my own fucking flights and hotels and other comics, paying comics and stuff like that. Most of these gigs I'm breaking even or at a loss. At the end of the year, I'm going to be at a loss. So it's not even like it's work. It's work. It is work. It's like investing in yourself. It's putting your name out there. I'm making good relationships with some venues. Some venues I'm going to be able to do next year, and I had a great time working with them. Some I probably won't do just because I didn't have a great experience with them. And you're just getting your name out there, and you're meeting new people and introducing an audience to you that doesn't already know you. And, people are seeing your status that you headline a lot on the road now, and, they'll start to think twice about that offer they're going to give you. So it's great. It's just like it's like starting up your own business. The first year or two, you don't really see a profit. So that's kind of what I've accepted. And but again, I should be thankful for it, because a lot of people are probably like, he's lucky he works the road a lot. I wish I can work the road a lot. It's a lot of stage time that I really need. So yeah, but there's ups and downs to everything. Depression was tough. I felt numb all the time, like I couldn't feel my hands. That feeling still comes and goes, but it's nowhere near as often or as bad as it used to be. And I even found the good in it, I found the good in it. Like I liked the way that I looked. It was easier for me to lose weight. Probably wasn't healthy, but still. There's a good in everything. You can find there's good and bad in absolutely everything, and that's what's going on in my life right now, you guys. You can find the good and bad in everything, and there's good things to being on the road. There's bad things to it. There's good things to being a comic. There's bad things to it, or an artist, or we're all just dealing with life as it comes at us, and some of us can deal with it as it comes at us. Some of us can deal with it as it comes at us and break through those walls, which is what I'm trying to do, and I hope that everybody else is trying to do it. And once again, if people want to try to help out, get a T-shirt or something. All that money goes towards paying for flights and stuff like that on the road this year. But it's been a great experience. We're on the Only Love Can Save the World tour. I got the shirts, Only Love Can Save the World, that have like all the tour dates on the back. So if you've been at a show, or if you're going to one of the upcoming shows, pick up a T-shirt. It's a great souvenir, and all the money goes towards just helping pay for the travel, because right now these venues are not really paying for flights or hotels. So there's that. And like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm looking for a comic to open for me in Lincoln, Nebraska. Maybe you're in Omaha, maybe you're somewhere around that area. I need an opener, so start sending me some clips if you guys are out there. I know you guys need stage time, so send it to me, and I will be choosing a person to open the show. So you can do that by going to homesschooledpod.com. Click on contact. You can email there. It goes directly to me, and feel free to go ahead and put a link of a video. It doesn't have to be long, whatever you guys want to do. A lot of people ask for a 5-minute, 4.5-minute video. You can go ahead and send those if you got them. You can send me a 20-minute set if you got it. I ain't gonna watch it all. I could probably tell how many years you've been doing comedy in the first few seconds of watching you, but send it to me, guys. I'm looking for a comic, and it'll be a great way to give back to comics in these smaller towns that don't get to go up that much. Let's see what else. Guys, this might be my last podcast for a week, because I'm going to be in Vegas for a whole week. And although you never know, I'm going to have my laptop with me. I won't have my microphone with me, but I have my laptop with me and my Zoom recorder. So maybe I can release Actually, maybe I won't bring the Zoom recorder. Well, I guess I could. Maybe I'll find another microphone. I'll try. I can't promise anything. It all depends on the Wi-Fi in the room also. I'll try to do an episode while I'm on the road, but if not, this might be the last one for the last for a week. So don't forget about me. Don't stop coming to check on me and listening to the new episode. So make sure you guys subscribe. I really need the subscribes on YouTube. I got to get those numbers up. And I appreciate it, everybody. And thank you for letting me bitch and complain for a little bit. Don't forget that in order to entertain, you must first be entertained. Don't be ashamed to take a class in something. By the way, Masterclass is a sponsor of ours. Click the link in the description or go to homeschoolpod.com. Click on sponsors. And don't forget to support your brother and sister. Support people that are in the same level as you, higher than you, lower than you, up-and-comers, local artists. If you really are a fan of art or whatever it is, then seek out the unknowns. That's my message to you guys. And break through those walls. All right, guys. Don't forget that only love can save the world. I'm Agostino Zoida. Have a great week. This is Homeschooled Podcast. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Peace. Homeschooled Podcast. Homeschool.
The Homeschooled Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that at all.